Hola clase, ¿cómo estáis? I hope that everyone is well. Hello, how are you guys? I just wanted to give a small integrity session on rules for stress in Spanish. We've talked about how consonants and vowels sound, but we haven't really covered where to put the stress on a word. Okay, basically these are the three simple rules. If we abide by these rules, we can get it right every time. Okay, the first rule is when a word ends with a vowel, N or S, the stress falls on the next to the last syllable. Number two, when a word ends with a consonant other than N or S, the stress falls on the last syllable. Number three, if a word contains an accent, the stress falls on the syllable with the accent. Thus, rules number 1 and 2 become void. Now, I have a couple of examples here. Let's run through these. The first one, pluma. Pluma, which is the word for pen. Now, we notice that this word ends with an A. So that would fall under rule number 1. When a word ends with a vowel, because A is a vowel. So the stress will fall on the next to the last syllables. Your syllables are plu and ma. Pluma. Thus, the stress would fall on the plu because it ends with an A. So it's pluma, not pluma. Okay, if you can understand the difference. Okay, let's take a look at the second one. Ciudad. 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 Can you hear that I'm putting the stress on the dad and not the ciudad? You hear the difference? Ciudad, not ciudad. Okay, the stress is on that last syllable. Why are we putting the stress on the dad? Because when a word ends with a consonant other than N or S, the stress falls on the last syllable. Okay, so this is why we're putting the stress on the dad, because it's the last syllable. Now let's take a look at the word lápiz, which is pencil. Lápiz. Lápiz. Alright, notice that this word has an accent. If a word contains an accent, just forget about rules 1 and 2. Now this word actually ends with a consonant, which means that the stress should fall on the last syllable. But since it has an accent, that's going to nullify the rule. Okay? It's not going to be lápiz. Lápiz, which is what I hear a lot of times in classes, is lápiz. Is going to go with the next to the last syllable, although the rule says last syllable. And that's simply because the word contains an accent over the A for pencil. Lápiz. Alright, let's look at pones. Pones. Notice the stress is put on the po, not the nes, simply because it ends with an S. So the stress falls on the next to the last syllable, which would be po. Pones, which is you put. Now let's look at the second person plural form of poner, which is pones. Pones. If you notice here, you have an accent over the E. Although this word ends with an S also, it should fall under that first rule, next to the last syllable. But since this one contains an accent, the stress is going to be where the accent is. Pones, not pones. That would be for this one. So this one is pones, you put, pones, y'all put. Okay, so that's how syllables work. If you can get the syllables together, you're well on your way to really correctly pronouncing every single word that you ever see. Hopefully this helps. Thank you.